signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the team's news from the week, including who we signed, who we traded for, who we cut, and who retired. This and much more live with Aaron and John. Yo, what's up, y'all?
Excellent. Yo, what's up?
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode number 518. The much anticipated draft special, I guess.
Aaron?
What?
Why is your head so big?
Because I'm leaning into the camera. Your head is so big. My head's not as big as some of these draftees coming into the league this week.
I don't know. Some of these guys might, I don't know about their heads, but they might not have necks. It might just be shoulders, head.
Shoulders and heads. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, everybody. I literally stopped working at 6:30 and had less than a half hour to set this up. But
However,
I think we're good to go if everyone can hear us.
sounds good so far.
Sweet. I know Kenny Ken in Canada is pumped.
This is Kenny Can from Canada. You're
Yeah, Will the Fifth might make an appearance.
Football.
Will the Fifth, I saw him come into the chat room for a second there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. What do we got here? Let me switch to our itinerary. Later on in the show, we're going to have, I know at least Kenny Can and anyone else is invited to come on to the podcast in the Discord room and come live on the air and discuss who you think we should get with our first couple picks in the draft.
Yes.
And I know everyone's been doing their homework on that and looking at the different available players and been watching all the different mock drafts. And
People are going to be coming on here talking about should we trade up, should we trade down, who should we get?
Should we stand pat?
Stand pat.
Stand pat where we are.
Stand pat.
In the meantime, while you guys are readying your draft boards,
Yeah.
we are going to talk about the stuff that John, yours truly, John. Well, no, not yours truly. You, John, put in the itinerary.
Yeah.
First thing first, coming hot off the presses today, my dog from 2019, Eric Flowers. Remember the guy that we got from New York Giants who sucked for the Giants? And then he came to Washington and he outperformed, and then he wanted to get paid.
Hold on. And he moved from tackle to guard.
Moved from tackle to guard.
That's why he outperformed.
Outperformed by a mile.
And the Dolphins gave him $10 million a year. $10 million a year for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he left here because Alan Bruce wasn't going to sign him for $10 million a year.
No. I mean, he performed very well for us. I was sad to see him leave because he was one of those stories that hardly ever happens with the Redskins, where you get someone that sucked and they actually play better for you.
Yeah, really.
It's usually the other way around. We get someone that was pretty good for another team and then they suck for us. So anyway,
that sounds a lot more like the Redskins of the last 20 years right there.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have someone who may end up being a starter again and might maybe push towards a trade of getting that might end up getting Brandon Scherf out on the trading block. We might trade him at the draft this week for all we know. Who knows?
We never know. David Herzing seems to think that no one's going to trade for his giant salary, but you never know. If someone...
Yeah, that's the thing. But you
if
never
someone
know.
gets injured,
and it's only
or
1 year. It's only 1 year right now.
Yeah. So anyway, if you think he's good, couldn't they sign him to a long-term deal? Like trade for him and sign him for a long-term deal?
Yeah,
I don't see why they couldn't.
do.
Okay. So it could happen. If you got Scherf versus some rookie guy that you're looking at, you might want to take a known commodity, so to speak.
He's an all-pro. Gets hurt every year. Just saying.
Eric Flowers.
Eric Flowers is the monster of a man. The guy is huge.
He's giant. And so he played really well for us. I just looked a little bit at his stats from the Dolphins, and it looked like he was ranked number 32 in the league for guards last year, which is right in the middle of starters if each team has 2 starting guards.
Yeah.
So right in the middle.
I don't know how much he played. Basically, they had like a guard, an influx of guards last year in Miami. And there's a rookie, I think a 2nd-round pick or something that came in. I can't remember, but he came in and was a lot better. Or he was at least as good as him, and they were just like, he's 1/10 the salary. We gotta cut Flowers because we don't need him anymore. So it worked out for everybody.
Yeah, but they didn't cut him. They traded him, and according to you, they're still paying $6 million of his $9 million salary. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was supposed to be $9 million this year. $6 million of it was converted by the Dolphins to a bonus to leave Washington, a salary cap charge of only $3 million this year.
So they've already paid him out.
Yeah.
They're like, here, take $6 million and go play in Washington for $3 million.
Yeah, and next year he has a $9.975 million salary next year, and it is not guaranteed. So
we can cut him. So we can cut him? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if we have to.
He's in another one of those show me years then, and he played well in it for us on his 1 year. I forget how much we paid him on that 1 year deal. Not
I don't
much,
know,
right?
Like no one could go through him as a guard.
No.
So
he's going to be supplanting one of the Schweitzer brothers? Is that the deal?
I guess. Yeah, Schweitzer or Wes Martin Schweitzer guy.
Or is he a new Schweitzer brothers?
It's going to be him and Scherf until Scherf gets hurt, and it's going to be like 2 former guards that were turned into, or tackles that were turned into guards in the NFL. One right away with Scherf, and one when he came here after the Giants, because they were like, this tackle sucks, and so was everybody else. He was like the worst lineman they had.
Speaking of injured tackles, how's Sadiq doing?
I don't know.
I've been jonesing to see Sadiq get on the field ever since last season.
Where's that Deke?
I'm gonna have to wait at least. What is this?
Where is that? Where is that Deke?
May, June. I'm gonna have to wait at least 3 more months to see Sadiq take the field. Hopefully we'll go to a game this year. The schedule's supposed to come out in a couple weeks, right? Beginning of May,
it's supposed to
something.
come out after the draft.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, super pumped.
What is this? Kenny Can popped into the peanut gallery and said, give him 15 minutes, and then he's ready to roll. I don't want to know what you're doing during those 15 minutes, dude.
Pinch one out.
He's checking his board one more time before his big board. Checking my big board. See who's
we've got
best
a big board here we're going to talk about, but first we got to go through some other stuff, including
we got a big board here.
we got a big board here at Harry Hog Studios. Alex Smith retired. He straight up retired. You know why? Because no one wanted to give him a starting job. Why? Because he almost had his leg amputated. Why? Because he can't lift. He can't lift the middle of his foot up without like a thing in his, like the arch of his foot doesn't like lift up except for a thing like lifts it for him because he can't do it anymore.
He's got drop foot, dude.
He's got drop foot. Basically,
Dude,
is what I'm trying to say is he has drop foot.
We talked about him retiring last week, I think.
We probably did because we were like, he really just needs to retire.
No, I think he had already retired. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, he's been spewing off a bunch of mess about the team, throwing him under the bus now that he's not on the squad anymore and retired. And
he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
I don't. I'm not going to get into it. Like, he could have taken the high road to make his Disney movie sell more tickets, but now they have to put in a chapter about how he like threw the team under the bus. So good job, guy. Way to go.
I can't imagine, like, he was in San Francisco, Kansas City, and DC. he kind of left all three places kind of acrimoniously because they had a better quarterback, and you almost died. So I don't know if he's just bitter.
All I know is for 3 seasons, he was making millions of dollars.
Tens of millions of dollars.
And then you turn around and the team you made tens of $millions for because you got injured.
He's probably just saying stuff like, I wish they, I mean, I'm sure like a lot of people, the Redskins are like, yeah, you go good with your rehab and everything. And then they're turning back around going, that guy's never going to play again. Because no one thought he was going to play again. So that was probably something he was complaining about. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even consider him for like the Hall of very good. He's like a Hall of like slightly above average.
Yeah, there are people like, is he going to be on the Redskins Ring of Fame around the stadium? I was like, what?
Yeah, no, I was thinking that too. I was like, what? No,
he sucked. Why would
he? He has a very inspirational story, and they probably should name the comeback or not. Yeah.
The comeback award after him? Sure.
Yeah.
But not in the Ring of Fame because as a quarterback, dude, I was ready for him to go before he got injured, and John was more ready for him to go.
I couldn't stand that we traded. I couldn't stand that we traded with stupid Andy Reid for a second quarterback after Donovan McNabb.
Dude, we were at that Bucks game, and he was where he got injured, and he was just like the offense couldn't do anything. It was so bad. So bad.
The story of his life. He's a slightly above average quarterback. He's really, really good if you're a pass catching running back who likes to learn and run like 4-yard slants and go out to the backfield.
Yeah, now we got our gunslingers. Anyway.
Now we got our gunslinger.
And some other Redskins
he's retired.
Football team news.
Yeah.
My dog, Deron Payne, signed his 5th-year option, or we picked it up. I don't know if he had to sign it. But anyway, we picked up his 5th-year option, which I think was smart, but we could also trade him if we need because we got a solid defensive line. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, it really is the biggest strength on this team that we know of. I think it's good. It's another year that he's under control from us or another team if we end up trading him. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely our biggest strength. Maybe our quarterback and wide receivers and everyone would be more of a strength this year. But our defensive line is just the defensive line itself is like Super Bowl ready. Mm-hmm. They just need like our empty linebacker core to show up.
There's no one in our linebacker core. I can't even remember ever calling a linebacker's name last year when a tackle was made. Ever.
No.
Remember when we had London Fletcher? London Fletcher, LeVar Arrington, like every week. Tackle by LeVar. Tackle by London. Tackle by London.
Yeah.
I know we have John Bostic as a linebacker. I can't even tell you who the other linebackers were. I can't even tell you.
Kevin Pierre-Louis.
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of the dude last year that the
hyphenated names? Dion Hamilton.
Who's the guy from last year that we cut?
Hamilton.
Who?
Hamilton.
No, From last year, from the before, where he did he got on Twitter and badmouthed some fans. And we were like, oh man, I can't even remember that guy's name. I gotta look it up. Hold on. Hamilton. Hamilton.
He got cut. I know that. Anyway, Kenny Ken is supposed to pop into the oh look, we got Chen in Nova Scotia hanging out in the live podcast room since he figured out how to do it. Watching the podcast in Discord, I'm guessing. What's up, Chen? I don't know if you're planning on coming on with your draft picks, but if so, just drop a note in the peanut gallery there.
Mason Foster.
Mason Foster was there last year?
No, it was actually 2 years ago. His last year here was 2018.
Who's calling me? Oh.
I have no idea.
Josh called me right at 7 when I already told him we were going live on the podcast. He probably was like, I just got out of the gym, dude.
Probably. So how come he didn't get on Discord and join the podcast? Because he's a fair weather fan.
And then when I texted him, like, dude, we're going live, it was like, I'm driving. If this is urgent, call me.
He's so fake.
No, it was like it was an automatic message that gets sent if your phone notices you're driving or whatever.
Yeah. He'll show up once you start winning games again.
Again.
That's what he does.
If we're still alive.
If we're still alive at that point.
I want to pick the Eraserhead Jerry Rice and the Deion Sanderson from ESPN. I don't know what that means.
I want to pick... I don't know.
Please explain, Chinny.
Well, while we're going, before we got the draft and who you got, we do have a few rule changes to go through.
Oh, yeah, you
From
were
the
upset
NFL
about
this
these. And I was like...
No, I wasn't.
You were like, are these upset? Do these upset you? And I was like...
No, yeah, I said that to you because it was all about the numbers changing for a lot of the players. Or possibly changing. Everything else, we were just like, eh. So I was like, does this upset you? Because I thought you were going to be mad that defensive back could be number 2, which they can't even do. A defensive back could be number 2, but Chase Young can't use number 2. And defensive ends in college have like single-digit uniforms sometimes.
And I quote, Chase Young cannot number 2.
Chase Young can't number 2.
It's time for Ritapoo.
Clinching, man. He's clinching. He's like Clincher the Fincher.
Chase Young.
Clincher. He's clinching, man.
If you can't number 2, make sure you get Ritapoo.
And dude, we got to re-sign Ryan Kerrigan. Seriously.
Yeah, no one's assigned him. Here's my fear is it's going to be like, next week sometime where we're going to be like, sweet, we got this settled. Let's get Ryan Kerrigan back here. And it'll be like, do. Ryan Kerrigan signs a 2-year deal with the New York Jets. You know what I mean?
It'll be like with the Lions or somewhere out the Midwest.
No, it'll be someone like really, really bad, like the Bengals or like.
Oh no, not the Bengals! Don't go to the Bengals.
Well, he went to Purdue, so I'm assuming he's out from this way somewhere. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like the Titans or the Bengals or some Ohio team or the Colts. But yeah, we need to sign him back. Anyway. So, all right. So what are let's go through the rules. Besides the number change, which was basically defensive backs can now use 2 through 19 or 0 through 19, 1 through 19, something like that.
Something like that. Like wide receivers and running backs can have more numbers.
Mm-hmm. Basically, they opened up some of those low, like quarterback / running back numbers to defensive.
It's because
players.
of the Hall of Fame. It's because teams like the Packers and us, but old teams like us, the Packers, the Giants, Bears, guys like that. They've got so many people that are retired. They're starting to have like a little bit of a number issue. Is really what it is. So they opened up numbers for that.
Well, dude, that's why you have like 36R. 36R, 36.1. Like in 100 years, it's going to be like 36.1. Yeah. Anyway.
36.1. Let me see if... and the guys who want to go to a New Jersey, and I think the running back, Dalvin Cook from the Vikings, is going to go from 33 to number 7. This year, for this season, 2021, they have to purchase the entire stock of jerseys of their old number so that they'll start reprinting new ones. If they want to wait until next year to change it, they don't have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So Dalvin Cook is the only one we know so far that is going to buy out all the jerseys and whatnot, which I've heard of that before with different rules and stuff. But
and then they just send them down to like Haiti and places like that when they do it. For like,
I wouldn't let them do that. I'd be like, give those jerseys to me. I paid for them.
No. They'll do
take
it.
them to my neighborhood.
No, they'll give them to them, but I'm saying the players will donate them to people and things like that. That's what
that's probably does happen a lot with you know.
You could just make that money back by signing them all and selling them on eBay for like. I wonder, do they have to buy them at retail? Like everyone has to get their cut, or do they just buy them like to pay for at cost?
They just pay. Do they get a player discount?
Do they play at cost? Do they have to pay full retail, like, because all these retailers aren't? I bet you they just pay the cost. So that's basically like $2 a jersey. $2 a jersey because they jack it up. The NFL's probably taking their cut though, so that's $12 a jersey. $2.
Last week I had that Taylor Heineke jersey on, and that jersey, the day after I ordered it, went up another $20.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So.
No way.
I remember when they went to like $79.99 a few years ago, and I was like, I'm never buying another jersey again.
So they're $100 now?
They're $120
for the replicas.
All of them.
It used to be the like official ones that they wear on the field were like $200. Now the replica is $129. I'm never buying another jersey.
I'm never buying another jersey again.
I'm not.
Dude, I got Monk, Green, Sean Taylor, and now Taylor Heineke. My jersey collection is full. Oh, and I've got that 1940s one, throwback that you gave me all those years ago. There's only one other real rule that's weird, and that's the replay official will have more sway on what's going on, and they're going to be like, you need to come look at this and stuff like that.
Yeah, how's that going to go down? I didn't quite understand it.
I'm not sure they really understand it either. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that goes in preseason.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like kind of like in soccer where they can just like be in their earpiece like, no, dude, you messed it up. Come take a look.
I think it's kind of like that, but they don't want to give that person in the studio too much leeway about what's going on the field, which I can understand that. So, but I think that's kind of what they're going for.
Got you. And then the other rule is
ESPN. It says on ESPN, ultimately there will still be a high volume of questionable calls that are clearly visible on the broadcast, but ineligible to be discussed with the replay official. So,
the other rule was something about kickoffs. You used to only have to have 8 guys within 5 yards of the kickoff.
You can't put as many people on, within the line of scrimmage. You can't put like 10 people on the line of scrimmage. It's got to be like 9 or 8.
I thought it used to be it had to be 8, and they changed it to now you have to have 9.
I thought it was the other way around because I thought, I don't know. The owners only approved it for 1 year, but we'll have to see. We're going to have to see.
In 10 years, mark my words, I'm calling it right now. There won't be kickoffs anymore.
I called it.
We keep saying that, Josh.
They're not going to have kickoffs. They're just going to start at the 25 or whatever yard line it is now. What is it, the 30 now? Whatever they start at now, that's where they're going to start.
25? 25?
Yeah.
30, 35. Hike.
Or they'll do like an option. You know how like in baseball they don't have to intentionally walk people anymore. They just walk to first.
Right.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
Which is dumb because especially if there's like a guy on third, there's always a chance they could like, miss. There's always a chance the catcher could miss. It could go back to the screen and someone could move up a base.
Right. Yeah.
And they take that away.
Yeah. But the big one that you hate in baseball is putting the guy on second in extra innings.
Don't even get me going on that.
Travesty, man.
It's the worst thing ever. it's the worst rule change ever.
I think the biggest thing is that people have to understand that baseball is just not going to be a shorter game. It's not. It's like cricket. It's going to be a long game. I know cricket's much longer, but baseball is going to be 3 hours. If you don't like it, go watch basketball.
If you don't like it, don't watch.
Yeah.
Get a bigger attention span, millennials. Come on. Watch it.
That's never going to happen.
Zen out. Watch the game. If you don't like it.
Smoke a joint if you're in one of those states.
If you don't like it, then don't watch. But
yeah,
Or make the game shorter some other way, but not that way. But anyway, I digress, as this is not a baseball podcast. Speaking of, the Nats are on right now. It's Scherzer pitching. Don't tell me what's going on, because I'm going to watch it after this. And skip the commercials. That's how you make the game faster. You get the MLB ticket, and do you have the MLB ticket, right, from the...
I don't ever need that. You tell me to get it every year, and I don't need it because I have Masson on my televisions right here in my house. And I keep telling you every year, I don't need it. I'm really glad you have it for you, but I live in the DC listening zone, so we get all the DC games. So I get all the games.
Well, I understand that, but the reason I got it is because you could start the game later, and they would just show the box score at the bottom, and you just skip to the inning, and then when it ends, you just skip and click. So it's fast.
That's nice.
Not just so I can watch it. Because I can do that anyway. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I got it. This year they took away the skipping innings.
Oh.
I mean, you can still see. Unless I can't figure out how to do it, you can still see it on the little bar. At the bottom, it'll be like bottom 1, top 2, whatever, and you can fast forward
for it to get that.
Yeah, and you can fast forward and stop at it and hit play, and you can get it. But it used to be they showed the box score like at the stadium.
Yeah.
Except you had it hidden. You could hide it because you don't want to know the score, and you would just click on the box for that inning, and it would go to it. And now you can't.
Yeah.
I'd be mad if I paid.
If you paid for it.
Yeah, but still.
But again, I have a feeling if you pay for it, you might not. That might be something else you get. It's probably another thing to start leaving out for T-Mobile customers.
Maybe. But I don't know. I saw other people complaining about it too. Kenny Ken is here. Well, would you look at that. Kenny Ken is ready for his draft special, but we have a few more itinerary things to get through before we bring... I think we do. Is that it? Is it perfect timing?
It's perfect timing. Let's go.
Those are the three rule changes. Dudes. With that being said, we're about to bring Kenny Ken on. If he's not in the room. Go in the live podcast room, dude. As soon as Kenny Ken pops into the live podcast room, we will bring him on. We'll unmute him. But
I just read what Chen in Nova Scotia said about that. Razorhead, Jerry Rice, and Deion Sanderson. Okay, I get you. When Deion faked his identity to go back in the draft.
Come on, Kenny Ken. Anyway,
went to the live podcast room.
Oh yeah, that's what he was talking about. Will the Fifth popped in here for a minute to say hail to the Redskins.
I don't know. Maybe he and maybe they're eating dinner at his house.
Oh, Kenny Ken is in there. Nice. Hopefully he's got some his headset on. I'm about to remind Kenny Ken that we don't have a 5-second delay.
Yeah.
But that being said, Kenny Ken, what's up, dude?
What's going on, boys? What's going on?
What's up?
Not much. We're glad that you have your draft special prepared, as we do not watch as much college football as you do. In fact, I'm lucky that my wife gives me enough time to watch the Redskins games every week. So anyway. What do you got for us? Take it away. Take it away, Kenny Ken. Who should we get in the first round, and what's going to happen and why?
Well, it all depends, guys. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to still build, or do you want to win now?
Both.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I want to do both.
Yeah. You want to win now because of the defensive line. The defensive line's like Super Bowl caliber.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? I think the clock is ticking when it comes to the defense, right? We're going to have to start paying these guys soon. We're going to have to start, giving out the big contracts. So I think the sooner the better before, we have to start tearing things apart.
Right.
Okay. With that being said, what do you got?
I think we got to go get Trey Lance, boys. This time last year, I was saying that Trey Lance, man, I'm telling you, this kid is a monster. He is so damn good. Like, talent-wise, he's got everything we need. But it's all about whether we can get him, because it's going to be a big price.
All right, let's check all the
That's
boxes
true.
on Trey Lance here. Let's check all the boxes. A, what's his character like? Is he another Darius Geis?
He is honestly a good Christian boy, man. He's honestly a good character guy. His dad was a football player. He taught him well. He's old school, man. He's family oriented. Like even before he started becoming a huge, like from last year, when COVID first started happening, like that kid was at 18 years old, like in the hospitals helping out with the kids, blah blah blah. Like he's a good dude. Seems like a really good dude.
Cool. And so he played for North Dakota State, right?
North Dakota State, yeah, same team as Wentz.
So
Yeah, same team as Wentz. Kind of like what's his face? Who is it? Justin Fields up in Ohio State. Second, also Dwayne Haskins' school.
So does
yeah, that's the one. That's the
So,
one.
I wonder if there's kind of anything like with the one with Haskins. Is like with Haskins, we're like, we don't want that guy. He came from the same school, or maybe for this one, people be like Trey Lance. And this is also it's not Ohio. It's not like Ohio
I gotta
State.
put any money on it. I think we're not gonna even get a chance at him. To be honest, that's like if I have to bet on it. San Fran traded all those 3 picks. I think they're gonna get Lance. I think this is all smoke when it comes to Mac Jones. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just don't see them
kind of
giving
agree.
away 3 first-round picks for like a Kirk Cousins type player. You know what I mean? Like you want one of those flashy superstar players, and with Kyle Shanahan coaching up a guy like Trey Lance, it's gonna get ugly.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan kind of loved Kirk Cousins, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he did. Like that's why. Like it makes sense because he coached Matt Ryan, he coached Kirk Cousins, he coached who was the guy in Houston when he was the coordinator there in Houston. He even took them to the playoffs. What's his name?
Case Keenum.
Which one was it?
Carr?
I said Case Keenum.
No.
I don't think it's really him, but
Wait,
who was there before that?
But
Before,
anyway, dude. So do you feel that Trey Lance is
I think
more
he's
like those guys, or is he more like, or is Mac Jones more like those guys that Kyle
Mac
Shanahan
Jones is
likes?
Mac Jones is definitely the Kyle Shanahan type. But again, because Trey Lance's skills are so raw, I think Kyle Shanahan sees that he can do both. He can make that, quick read guy, those quick slants like how Kirk Cousins like to do, the quick rollouts. But he also has that superstar tandem to him where he's got the legs to just take off in case he needs to, right? So
Yeah,
I
he's
think
got some
Kyle
speed to
Shanahan's
him.
gonna have both worlds with that kid.
Yeah.
All right. So if San Francisco does not pick up your dog Trey Lance, who do you think's going to get him?
Yeah.
Or what would we have to do to go get him?
I think we gotta. That's a toughie. It's gonna be. You know what? This is honestly one of the most exciting drafts in a while because you have Carolina at 7, I believe, right? Who just traded for Sam Darnold. So like, are they settled with the
Right.
quarterback? I think so. I think they're gonna give him a shot. But
Wait,
at
I
the same
thought they were at
time,
8.
know-
I thought they were at 8. They're not. They're at 7.
They had 8.
I don't know. I thought they were. Anyway, go ahead. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you have Carolina and you have Denver. Those are the ones that you got to worry about because obviously Cincy at 4 is not going to take them. Who else is there? Cincy at 4. Who's at 5?
Let me pull it up.
I don't know. I'm
Carolina
blanking.
Panthers
I
are
know-
8.
I know-
Right now we've got like
That's
San Francisco at 3, Falcons at 4, the Bungles at 5,
it.
the Dolphins
That's
6,
it.
and the Lions at
So the
7. Although they got their quarterback there.
The
as
Falcons
well.
can shock everyone and just take Lance at 4.
They
That'd be
could.
interesting.
And even at number 9, the Denver Broncos very well could take him as well because they are starving for a quarterback there.
You see, so the report is that apparently Ron's going to wait and see. So what I
Yeah.
think is Ron's going to wait and see what Atlanta does. If Atlanta does not take him at 4, then it starts opening up because then you
Yeah.
have Atlanta passing, which like they could easily take Pitts. You have Matt Ryan, you got Pitts, you got Julio Jones, you got what's his name, the other the receiver Ridley. Like that's a stud offense right there. So like
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
say no, we're going to win now. We'll take Pitts. Number 5 will either take Cincy will either take Sewell, the offensive tackle, or they'll take Jamar Chase, the receiver, to duel up with Burrow, make that LSU connection again.
Yeah.
Then you have 6 with Miami. Miami's definitely not taking a quarterback. Then you have 7. That's where it gets interesting. 7 is what? Detroit, I believe. Detroit, Carolina, and
Detroit, Carolina, then Denver, and then at number 10, Dallas.
So I hear this, and I think that if no one takes them and Carolina's on the clock, we may be hearing that trade sound on ESPN.
We might.
That would be. I think that's what Ron's looking for. It's too much to go to 4. Way too much. Not worth it. But if we can get to 6, 7, or 8 before Denver hops on, because again, so if they take Mac Jones, you're gonna have Fields and you're gonna have Lance falling.
Right. Yeah.
So that's so we could at least have one team pick up. Hopefully they take a Fields, and then we can enter the Lance sweepstakes.
Yeah, I definitely don't want Fields. I gotta say, I'm done with Ohio State quarterbacks.
It's just what I was saying. It's like, are the people done with Ohio State? What about North Dakota State? 2 quarterbacks
Aaron,
there.
That just reminded me. That reminded me. So, do you know the news that I wanted to tell you about? Remember when I reminded you?
Yeah. What is it? What's the news?
So, you have Justin Fields, Kyle Trask, and who's the other one? I think it's the number 2 pick. What's his name? Who they say that's going to go number 2?
I don't know. You're the draft expert. You're the draft expert.
With the Jets.
The guy from the quarterback. What's his name?
Trevor Lawrence is going to be number 1.
Zach Wilson or something. Is it Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson.
Something like that. Yeah.
You know who their quarterback guru is right now? Their trainer.
Who?
John Beck.
I heard about that. That guy's like a quarterback whisperer.
All right, so who
quarterback whisperer right now.
Who's he training? Who's he training?
So he's training that Zach Wilson guy. He's training Kyle Trask, and he's training the kid from Ohio State.
Wow.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So those are the guys we got to stay away from.
And every time I think about John Beck, I just think McGruber.
Hey, I gotta say though, there is a lot of people that aren't that great at playing that are good at coaching.
No.
Absolutely.
Apparently, he's doing really well with the kids. Yeah, even Matt Ryan goes to see him. Apparently, Jameis Winston apparently goes to see him. But when I saw John Beck, I was just laughing.
So, okay, with that being said, let's get back to the first round here. So, your dream thing is that we trade up. What?
Yeah, so if we stay at 19, what position do you want to see?
I'm leaning towards linebacker. Especially with the recent pickup of Eric Flowers at guard, and after I saw that Cornelius Lucas, I heard this. Did we talk about this? Cornelius Lucas, he only had 1 penalty last year, and he was middle of the pack as far as left tackles go. Would that be
not bad?
Good job,
I guess.
He wasn't too bad. Our O-line was actually surprisingly good. It was surprisingly steady.
Yeah. With that being said, it leads me towards linebacker, and I don't know about John.
I'm very much leaning towards a middle inside linebacker that will be able to run the defense and get people where they need to be. That's got more speed, that can actually keep up with a tight end. So
Micah Parsons, gentlemen. Micah Parsons from Penn State, man. That
Micah
kid
Parsons,
is a monster.
yeah. Micah Parsons is big. His problem is that he's got character issues.
Issues, dude.
Big character issues.
He's a Geist guy.
He's not like, I don't know, what do you call character issues? Like he's apparently had a couple fights. Nothing when it comes to the
something sexual.
Sex, nothing like that.
No, there was something male sexual in the locker room, from what I heard.
Apparently, it was the hazing gone back.
He was hazing genitalia and faces, things like that.
That's kind of what it sounds like is hazing. So
It was like some hazing gone bad, apparently. I don't know. You know what goes on over there in Penn State. Who knows?
But the word, who knows?
Over there in Happy Valley.
We know things happen at Penn State. So what if? But the word on the street is he'll probably go before 19 too. Correct?
So we would have to hope that this kid kind of slides a little bit. But then you also have the Cormora kid from Notre Dame. He's more of an outside linebacker, but we need both. So when it comes to
we really need 3 linebackers. Is really what we need.
Yeah. John likes this John likes this guy from Notre Dame, JOK, because I can't say his name.
This guy from Notre Dame, he's
Cormora. That's all I got.
Cormora.
Yeah. Owusu, Jeremiah Owusu Cormora.
Owusu Cormora. Also known as JOK.
My prediction in the first 4 rounds, with our first 4 picks, we're gonna get 2 linebackers. That's what I think. I think that Ron knows that we definitely need help there.
Yeah,
there's
definitely.
a kid named Damon Davis from Kentucky. He's a good guy. I think the surprise pick would be Nick Bolton from Missouri. He's like your Kuechly kind of linebacker. Like he's very smart back there. Doesn't have the best physical tools, but super smart. So when it comes to like the schemes that a Del Rio and a Rivera will come up with, he'll understand well. I see him easily being there in the 3rd round. We should be able to get him with the 3rd.
So you think with our first 4 picks, we're going to take how many defenders, being that our offense has been so bad the last 20 years?
I think we're that depleted in linebacker that I honestly believe we're going to get 2. Because we have 2 picks in the 3rd round. So I'm saying with our first 5 picks, like in the 4th round, and possibly if one of our top guys are there in the 1st round, we'll definitely go after linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we don't get a quarterback in the 1st round, which would be your dream pick, and we end up with a linebacker, do we get one of these 2nd-tier quarterbacks in the 2nd round? Yes or no?
Right. Yeah. Like, are we? I know people have been talking about Kellen Mond on times. There's this guy David Mills, who I don't know about, who went to Stanford. I don't think I ever saw him play at all. But
yeah, I don't. I like Kellen Mond as a possible project quarterback, maybe like 2 years. Right. Just sit there and practice. But again, he's a 4-year starter over at Texas A&M, and he's obviously progressed. But how much more time do you need as a 4-year starter, right? But maybe it's just not there. But who knows? Kyle Trask was only a 1-year starter at Florida. Obviously, he shown some good stuff, but I like his size. He's 6'4", 6'5". He's got a cannon of an arm, but he also makes a lot of crappy throws too. It's a lot of one of those. He's got one of those "what the hell is he thinking" kind of moments. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Which you're going to see more of, obviously, in college. Which we all know that, but.
DJ
in the
Cool
NFL,
4.
in the NFL, that's a completely different thing. You throw that up once, and instead of like your guys being college wide open in the middle of nowhere, just like 2 defenders like jumping up trying to pick the ball.
Now, what do you know about JOK's physical characteristics? DJ Cool 4 is in the YouTube chat room saying he could be trained as a safety. So is he one of those like hybrid?
They're saying he might be able to drop back and help with that.
He definitely has a talent to be a hybrid. Like he can go up there if he needs to be. But I think we have a lot of good. Like we got some nice young safeties in there. I don't think really that he would have to transition there. But if need be, he's definitely got that speed that he can go sideline to sideline and even go up if he wants.
Hold on, Landon. Let me take this guy.
Oh yeah. And I didn't see this until just now. But your nemesis David Herzing is saying that he hasn't seen any highlights of Parsons in coverage. Have you seen him covering a linebacker?
That's the one thing that it's kind of hard. He didn't bust out in coverage much. He was more of a blitzer. But again, with a Del Rio and a Ron Rivera there, like who else is more in the perfect situation to learn how to how to go up in coverage as well? But
that's the biggest point right there that you just said. Is that we've got a coach who was a linebacker, who was a Super Bowl winning
Both of them.
linebacker with the Bears, and we got Del Rio as defensive coordinator. Those guys know who they want. They know who they want.
Yeah.
See, the
It's not
thing
Kevin
is,
Pierre Louise.
the thing is, with our hopefully our defensive line taking another step, I want guys that can cover behind those guys. Just give those guys an extra step to get to the quarterback, and we don't need to blitz. Just, you know what I mean? It's like, but so back to the quarterback thing.
Imagine a Parsons having that. Imagine a Parsons being able to blitz with that front four, you know, obviously causing havoc too. And you have a Parsons coming down in the middle. Oh, it's going to be an incredible sight if possible, if you see it.
Yeah.
All right, so back on the second tier quarterback thing. In the back of my mind, it's always it's been that the fact that we got Ryan Fitzpatrick means kind of think that maybe Rivera is looking at one of these guys that he thinks in a year or so could take that next step. So
in Washington's situation though, if you're going to take a project quarterback like a Kyle Trask or a Mond or a Mills, why not just stick with Heineke and see what he can do? You know what I mean? Like, why not? If you're going to have a Fitzpatrick playing this year, why not, you know, Heineke's what, 26 years old, 27 years old? Why not, you know, just give him a chance, see what he can do in the year.
Or Kyle Allen. Either one of them.
Yeah, my other thought with that is maybe Ron Rivera is really eyeing one of these quarterbacks that will be coming out next year, which I really know nothing about.
So that's when I first started saying this. Do you want to build now, or do you want to continue to build or try to win now? That's where I was talking about when it comes to what Rivera's thinking. Because in his press conference a couple weeks ago, he was saying that with Newton, when he was in Carolina, he got the quarterback first and then tried to build, you know, with the quarterback. And then he was saying that maybe, you know, we build and then get the quarterback last as the last piece, a la Tom Brady over in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So next season, what happens to Aaron Rodgers? That's how I'm thinking. Because you have Jordan Love, who they took. You have Jordan Love, who they took in the second round last year, or no, in the first round. Was it first round?
First round, I think. It might have been second, but yeah. So, I mean,
another year of Jordan Love sitting on the bench. Are they ready to move on from Rodgers? And then
sounds a lot like Rodgers and Favre.
Stout defense. We have this defense, we have this receiving core, we have everything, and we just plug into Aaron Rodgers next year, give up a couple picks. Boom.
Interesting thought. So, I didn't think of that, but yeah. He's unhappy there already, right? He didn't want to play there again, or there was like talk that maybe he would get out of there this year.
There was already news happening right after.
I think a lot of his problem there is that he didn't have enough protection in Green Bay recently. Like enough protection on the O-line, so... I don't know.
He wasn't getting hit that. I think it was more about the talent beside him, man. Like in terms of receiving. Like he had Adams, and then that was it.
Yeah, he had Adams and a whole lot of nothing, which has been kind of weird because in the last few years they've really been giving him like mostly wide receivers and talented people, and they tried to give him running backs, but all the running backs came out of there were like pedestrian. But then, like last year, that what's his name, Bakatati or something like that. That guy tore his ACL, and yeah. So anyway, dude, can you imagine Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, exactly.
We give him Scary Terry and Curtis Samuels. Oh man, that'd be something. So yeah, we can look at it both ways. Either go for the quarterback now, try to build him up, or just keep building. Like build up this defense, and then next year try to make a big.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
Ron Rivera's going to draft like a wide receiver in the first round.
In fact, let's see what the people in the chat rooms think. Do we build now? Do we go for the quarterback now, or do we build the team around this season and wait and get the quarterback next year? So we'll see what they say. So in the meantime, what do you think? You're right, 2 linebackers. Honestly, not including any trades or whatever. If we just stay where we are, what do you think we'll get? 2 linebackers. What else in our first 5 picks?
The second round, so if the first round we go after either Komura or what's his name, Koramura, what was his name? Koromoa, that's it. Or Parsons. If we get one of those in the first round, in the second round, it could be interesting, man. I can see us like if Tony's still there, maybe receiver from Florida, just to give us that extra edge on the offensive receiving core. That'd be sweet. But definitely in the third round. Definitely in the third round. Lock it up. We're going after a tight end. We need a tight end.
Yeah, we definitely need a tight end.
Yeah.
I'm still intrigued by this Samus Reyes guy that we gave a contract to after never playing a down. I mean, that guy must have been pretty impressive, but still. Yeah, we need.
In all due respect to Samus Reyes, if we see him on the field, we're in trouble next year because there's no way that guy will be ready.
Yeah, I doubt it.
He hasn't even played a game of football. He hasn't played one game of football yet.
Does he even know the rules? That's the question. I mean, he doesn't even.
He's just been learning the rules.
He didn't grow up watching football like the rest of us. He came from another country, so I mean, does he know the rules?
Real football.
Just that would be like me going and trying to play rugby. It's like, well, I kind of know how it works. I don't know all the rules. Or like me going to try to play football in Canada. I pretty much know how it is.
It's like you kind of know, but there's
3 downs. What's
a rouge?
Anyway.
Yeah, no, there's no way that like, if we see him on the field, then we have issues. No, we got some talent in the draft. It's not going to be like first, second round talent, but next to our Logan Thomas, there's a guy named Tommy Tremble from Notre Dame. I like him in the third round. Hunter Long from Boston College, he's a good guy in the third round to go after. Beverin Jordan, he's more of a pass catching tight end from Miami. I see all 3 of them being there in the third round. Like with our first third round pick, that'd be a solid pickup.
Cool. Chen in Nova Scotia saying, "Let's go win now. I'm tired of rebuilding."
Yeah. No lie.
I hear it.
Yeah.
It's been over 20 years, man. But yeah, no, like I'm all for taking a chance. Like as a franchise, you're not, unless you have a really stout team all around. Like unless you have that top quarterback, it's always going to be a hit and miss season. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
All those top franchises have that quarterback.
Yeah.
And don't forget, it's been 30 years since we last won a Super Bowl. 30.
Wow.
Yep.
And, I mean, you're right about the quarterback thing, but then we're all gun-shy on that after the RG3 situation, so trading up, I mean.
And if we get a Trey Lance, like, he's such a raw talent. He's got amazing talent, but it's raw. It's going to take, you can't expect to win now with that kid, like, first season. It's going to take 2 or 3 before he really finds his feet, so. If you want that to build, then obviously a Trey Lance is the way to go. If not, then maybe we sit back and wait and see what happens, when it comes to some more musical chairs in the NFL. If Rodgers comes available, or if somebody like a Matt Ryan becomes, no, I don't think Matt Ryan's he's locked up for the next 2 years. That cap is ugly. But I don't know. Besides Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if there's anyone else that's dangling out there when it comes to veteran.
Sean Watson.
Yeah. Remember that one? Remember we're all ready to give up like 3 first rounders, 3 second rounders.
So what's that? He's got like
every day, man.
So he's got like 20 allegations against him or something. Is that anything new on that?
He's got some issues. Yeah. No,
he's not a character guy that Ron is gonna like. Which is
that's the thing.
Which is also why I don't think we're gonna get Parsons, but you know how Ron feels about character. So
yeah. Don't forget, I said this before we started the podcast. Joe Gibbs is all about character. Joe Gibbs also drafted Dexter Manley, who couldn't read. And in a strike year, he got a quarterback who was in prison for cocaine, like distribution.
Yeah.
So, sometimes football people know. I mean, they both played in the NFL. They know everything. He and Del Rio, they know what's going on.
Yep. David Herzing points out Farley or Devonta Smith would be very tempting if they slip.
Oh, Kenny Cannon's back.
Oh, Kenny Ken was gone.
Oh,
I was
just about to say, did Kenny Ken disappear?
I was about to say, I was saying that David Herzing just said Farley or Devontae Smith would be very tempting if they slip.
Oh, if Devontae slipped down, even if he slipped down to like 10 or 11, you got to go for that guy, him or Waddle.
Yeah.
We got him
If
and
Devontae
McLaurin
Smith-
and Samuel.
I like that. I don't see him slipping out of the top 10 though, for sure. I think.
Yeah.
I think I say Detroit. Detroit's a really good spot for Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
All I know is on Thursday night, if I see that trade up to number 8, I know you're going to be peeing your pants.
Dude, there's going to be a lot of trades, I think, in the first top 10. We're going to find out on Thursday night. It's going to be a good draft, I think. And I just love the fact that we're not like, we have to get this quarterback, or we have to get this guy, or we have to get that guy. It's like, gets 19. It might just be, it gets 19, and we're like, who's the best player? And the best thing of all is Dan Snyder's not going to be there. That's the number one thing of all.
They're going to lock that door and just tell them to stay away.
Isn't it in Nashville? Isn't it in Nashville?
I think so, yeah.
Or
Vegas.
Do they have any fans, I wonder?
I'm pretty sure
Nashville, probably.
I'm not 100% sure, but
it's in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's another game I wouldn't mind going to this year, because that stadium looks sweet when I was driving by it last 2019.
Nashville or Vegas?
Yeah,
Vegas, the Vegas stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It's brand new.
oh,
Brand new.
St. Stephen.
The Death
And
Star.
don't forget, we might also even draft like Darisaw from Virginia Tech at offensive
we didn't talk
tackle.
about
Yeah,
We might do that.
that would be
I don't know.
that would be
Yeah.
the safe pick. You know, obviously you can't
Safe
complain
pick.
if you get a left tackle like Darisaw, but that'd be the safe pick. It wouldn't be the sexy pick, but you know, obviously I wouldn't hate on it, but it's there's a
I
lot
wouldn't
more
complain.
sexier guys out there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain if we got him, to tell you the truth, or whatever, whoever that other offensive tackle is that's higher ranked than him if he fell. I forgot his name.
Yeah. There's Slater
either one.
and Sewell.
Yeah, one of those dudes. But
Again,
I mean,
I think Rivera and Del Rio are such good coaches that, you know, if we select a linebacker in the second round or third round, they'll coach him up to be pretty solid guys. We don't necessarily have to go after a Parsons, but so if you were to get a Darisaw and then we get like just a linebacker in the second, third round, like I mentioned, those other guys like Collins or Davis or even Jabril Cox, he's another good kid. Then we have the coaches to coach them up pretty well. We're making what's his name look good right now, Bostic. That guy was a journeyman for the last 5 years.
yeah,
Really.
it's true.
So yeah, they've always had a good history with linebackers, Rivera and Del Rio.
Thank goodness, because we've got a terrible history with linebackers. Even though we've had like London Fletcher, you know, Marcus Washington, guys like that, you know, Ken Harvey and people like that back in the day. I mean, for the last 20 years, it's like linebackers are just running away from, linebackers are getting run away from by tight ends. They're just running right by them all the time, every single game, down the middle for 20-something yards all the time. It's like, I'm just so sick of seeing tight ends go down the middle. We need someone who can stick with one of those guys.
Oh, good point. Very good.
Gotta get stuck in, man.
All right, what are your parting thoughts before we round this thing out, Kenny Ken?
Parting thoughts. I think we're gonna have a really good draft. I think Ron Rivera, the two Martys, they're experienced. They know the players. They know, like, we're gonna miss what's his name, the Hunter. Was it Hunter Smith? He was our pass scout. He was a smart dude. He's working in Atlanta right now. But no, we have a good staff. I think we're gonna have, like, we're pretty solid, man. Like, we picked up a lot of our pieces that, like, a lot of our needs in free agency. So I think this draft is just gonna help put us over the edge when it comes to building that complete team.
Yeah,
But
and the
it
fact
depends on
I think we sneakily added a couple pieces in free agency, like today with Eric Flowers. That's going to be a blip, but I think he's
that's
actually going to be good as long as he plays
now we
guard.
don't have to worry about drafting a guard or anything like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great pickup.
and the fact that we've been doing that so sneakily, I wouldn't be surprised if we traded up, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't be surprised if we trade up or stay where we are.
I'm not going to be surprised if we deal the 19th pick and Brandon Scherf for the 8th pick. He's an all-pro. He's gonna be.
I would love it, but no
be...
one's gonna touch Sheriff's. No one's gonna touch Sheriff's salary.
No one wants to touch that salary. Yeah, but it is only 1 year. It's only 1 year unless they give him an extension.
Yeah, that's true.
He might sign an extension with someone else.
That's true.
Either we make the big splash and make the headlines, or we just keep building properly. But I think we have the guys that will have. We'll collect enough good talent. It'll be a good draft. It'll be a good draft anyway.
All right, cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on. I look forward to chatting with you guys in the Discord room during the draft. Thursday night.
Yes. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take care.
All right, man. Kenny Ken
in Canada. The promised draft special.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said,
maybe one day we'll get to go to a game someday with Kenny Ken. I know we kind of planned it a little bit ago, or a couple times in the past, but we
could go to a Rough Riders game with them. Rough Riders game.
Rough Riders, yeah. We can go to an Alouettes.
Anyway, like I said, we'll be hanging out in the Discord room during the draft on Thursday, Friday, and during the weekend.
And there are Tiger Cats up there.
Yeah, that's Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton. Tiger Cats. Hamilton.
Our Discord room, if you want to join the chat during the draft this weekend, discord.gg/5YW5YFT. And if you go look at our YouTube page videos, it's the right-hand corner under John's chin on every episode.
Chin.
If you forget what that is. Call the hog line, and that number is 202 735-1788. Leave us a good old message like the old school days. Send us an email, hhfpodcast@gmail.com. Reach us at Harry Hog. I think that about rounds it out.
I think so.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins and the Washington football team. And if you see a Cowboys fan,
and the damn number 10 pick.